Friends, recently I have seen a Telugu psychological horror film named Honey. And in this film is directed by Karuna Kumar and is available on Prime Video to watch. You will find the link in the description. However, in today's video, we will tell the story of the film. Knowing this, we will talk about its ending. Before starting the video, my request to all of you, I have a request that if you like this video, then please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Please do subscribe to So Now the Said Let's Roll. The intro. So at the beginning of the film, there is a big text written, in which it is told that religion and humanity is meant to show humans the right path. But some people are blinded by their superstitions. Due to these facts, they cheat others and do not even spare their own people. This story is like this. It is about a person. After this, we see some newspaper cuttings which contain some similar news. There was a place where a man ruined his entire family due to superstition. Then the scene shifts to some people walking together. They go to a secret cave amidst the hills and the forest. Inside the cave was a strange deity statue, and many people were gathered around it. All these people were performing rituals. We can clearly understand that this is some kind of cult, where each cultist had a special tattoo on their chest. These people hit a person on the head and collect his blood, and they offer this to DT. We see everyone doing rituals and prayers again and again, and then the scene cuts. Now in the next scene, we see a woman and a child, where both were covered in blood, and the child, she is saying that she is not able to see honey anywhere. Here again the scene cuts. And friends, so far we have been shown some snippets of the film, but the real story will begin now. Yes, the story starts in 2013, where all the employees inside the office meet a guy named Anand. In fact, everyone was talking about expelling Anand from the office, and even calling the police. Now Ananda has done so. While it's not clearly stated, maybe he stole the money. But the more likely possibility is that he was doing some kind of tantra mantra which irritated everyone. Inside Anand's office desk, we find lemon. Flowers and peppers appear, and whatever happens, Anand is fired from his job, after which he comes straight back to his home. At home, we meet Anand's wife, Lalita, and they have a newborn daughter named Meera. Lalita is worried to see Anand injured, but Anand blames Lalita, saying that ever since Meera was born, everything in her life has been going well. In fact, Anand even lost his job. We then see Anand taking photos of a date, and he starts worshipping DT by taking out strange creatures. From here, the story moves forward 6 years, i.e. in 2019, where Anand and Lalita is now living in another place, and her daughter Meera has grown up a bit now. Anand does not do any job till now. In fact, their house is run by Lalita's job. Now, I don't have to work at one place, but I enjoy strange rituals all day long. It keeps happening, which is enraging the people around. Anand says that soon these people will earn crores, but Lalita does not believe these things even a bit. Anand has also started raising his hand on Lalita, and at this point the neighbors, people put pressure on the landlord to evict Anand and his family from there. Under pressure, the landlord asks Anand to vacate the house, and Anand has to do so. Now the story has come to 2022, where this family is together again. They have started living in a new place, and Lalita works as a teacher. There was another house above the place where these people were living on rent. There was a family in which an old man and his daughter lived. The daughter sang very well. In fact, she was appointed as a music teacher in Meera's school. Meera had to learn singing from her. And in this way, Lalita and Meera, let's go to this old man and his daughter's house and talk about this. Here we viewers notice that this old man is it was weird where he was touching Meera a little inappropriately. We also learned that Lalita was also fond of singing earlier, but due to life responsibilities, she could not continue singing. Anyways, that way we see again the joy that is now. He was also doing strange rituals like removing animals and worshipping them. In fact, now there was a man named Sarang Pani with him. Late that night, Anand and Sarang Pani were discussing a special ritual for which Anand will have to convince his wife. We can see the same tattoo on the chest of both of them, it was seen on the chests of people sitting inside the cave at the beginning of the movie. Lalita secretly watches Anand and Sarang Pani discussing all this. She takes it, and after Sarang leaves the water, she starts fighting with Anand. Lalita said that even if Anand does not do any work, it'll work, but he should stop meeting such strange people. In fact, give up your rituals, etc. But friends, Anand gets angry at Lalita and starts beating her. Hearing their fight, the old man and his daughter come from upstairs, and he starts saying that they should not fight in front of Meera. In fact, both of them take Meera upstairs with them to put her to sleep. The next day, Meera tells her mother Lalita at school that the old man he started touching Meera inappropriately, and hence Manira ran away and slept on the sofa. Hearing this, Lalita decides that from now on she will also not send Manira to the house of that old man and his daughter. In fact, from now on she will stop fighting with her husband so that it does not have a negative impact on Manira. So that night, Lalita talks to Anand about this, and Anand also happily says that his work is almost done now, after which these people will become rich. Anand has to go out of town for 10 days to finish the work. It will happen. Until then, Lalita can go and stay with Mira in a Guruji's ashram. Lalita doesn't like all this, but since she doesn't want to fight, she agrees. So yes, Lalita and Mira go to Sri Chakra ashram, where they are given a room. Both mother and daughter spend a very good time there, and the people of the ashram are very nice. The fact is that Mira becomes friends with Acharya, a person from the ashram, and Acharya he was a good man who used to make toys for Mikera and give them to Acharya Lalita, his sister. He believed in this, and Lalita also shared the entire story of her life with him. The guru who was there says that there are some defects in Misira's horoscope, due to which the coming times may be tough for him, but by remembering God, these people will be able to come out of difficulties. Now after 10 days, Anand returns, i.e., he leaves this ashram. He comes in so that he can take Lalita and Misira with him. Anand said that he has found a big house where these people can live happily. In fact, these people will become rich very soon. Lalita and Misira did not want to leave the ashram, but they had to leave. In fact, friends, Anand talks rudely to Acharya, and he throws the toy given by Acharya from Mira's hand. Anyway, the family goes to the outskirts of the city in an auto, where these people were going to live in a big old house. In this house, we see Sarang Pani again, and it seems like it's as if he's the one who got them this house. There was also a woman named Ravna in the house, who seemed a bit mischievous. She was supposed to be their caretaker, to say the least. We also see that Ravna, Anand, and Sarangapani were holding a strange stuffed cloth, which it was in the shape of a cat. And these people were saying that Misira would have to practice with it. What kind of practice? Well, you will know that later in the story. For now, the family settles into the house, and that night, Anand tells his wife Lalita something like this. He tells her this, which upsets Lalita a lot, and she starts saying that these people do not do this to Manira. But Anand somehow convinces Lalita. In fact, here Anand has a lot in Lalita's hands. He hands over the money, saying that all this is just an advance, and you will get a lot more money later. Now the next morning, Lalita tells Manira that today, Papa will take you somewhere. You will exactly do whatever Papa tells you to do. Misira agrees, after which Anand and Sarangpani takes Misira to a ruined place far away, and there, a man named Misira hands him a sack. Something was moving inside this sack, which scared Manira. But that fellow says that once Misira met this old man, if she catches it, she can only go straight back home and release it. Now this man was talking to Anand and Sarangpani, where he was saying that she is 11 years old, so make sure that Manira's periods do not start, otherwise the ritual will fail. So after this, Manira will take this body back home in the car. Inside the house, Manira is locked in a soundproof room. A cat comes out from inside the sack, which Ravna ties up. Now Misira and this cat had to stay inside this room, and at the moment we do not understand what kind of ritual this was. The days pass by where we are told the story further through many scenes. For example, Lalita left her job on Anand's insistence, and Anand left Mira here. He's making me practice tying a note around the neck of that stuffed toy, so it is. When the time comes, Misira will have to tie this note around the cat's neck on the day of the ritual. We're practicing it thoroughly, and Ravana was also fully involved in it. Then suddenly, at night, the cat starts meowing loudly, hearing whose voice everyone wakes up. Anand says the time has come, and then he goes to the soundproof room and gives the rope to Manira. Manira takes this rope and makes a setup where she hangs the cat from the rope. Meanwhile, in parallel, Ravana was praying with her tongue out in a strange manner. We immediately understand that the cat is in labor and has given birth to 4 kittens. Sarangpanini asks if the cat is bleeding. If yes, then pull the rope harder. Anand had one end of the rope in his hand, and he immediately pulls the rope, causing the cat to run away, because his blood had already been drawn out. Seeing this scene, Lalita faints and starts vomiting. After this, Manira is sent back to that room, where Manira collects the cat's blood in a pot with her hands. Then this pot is offered at the place where there is happiness. He was saying his prayers, or where Ravana was praying right now. Sarangbani took this pot and started praying there itself, where he was twitching his eyes in a weird way. He was sticking out his tongue. At this point, we understand that the ritual was successful. Meanwhile, Manira goes back to the soundproof room where the cat was hanging. Manira feels like it's as if the cat came back to life and turned towards him and meowed. And this is where the film's intermission ends. Well, in the next scene, we see the scene of the same house where Sarangpani, Ravana, and Anand are. And friends, there were 2 more people with him who were his clients. Sarangpani says that these clients are going to take our goods and leave immediately, so to get the goods in 10 days, the cat will have to be re-pregnant, and the ritual will have to be repeated. Anand says that his wife will not agree to the ritual again, but still, these people, if we do rituals, it means they are not going to stop. We viewers also see that here, Sarangapani was giving a good amount of money to all the people involved in this ritual, which of course, he had taken it from his client. Now, what exactly is this ritual? And what kind of benefits do clients get from it? How do they benefit? You will know that later in the video. For now, we see that Mihira's mother Lalita is very ill, and Ravana is with Lalita. She makes him drink a special juice, in which a special mushroom from Chhattisgarh is added. This will make Lalita more ill, and in fact, she will start losing her mental stability. We also see Anand getting intimate with Ravna, in which tells us Anand and Ravna, what is going on now? Why is Lalita being kept so ill? Well, Lalita maybe she would not be agreeing to be married again by her daughter Mihira. This ritual would be performed, and hence Lalita was being made to go mad to get her out of the way. A lady doctor also comes here who was giving such injections to Lalita, which Lalita's mental balance would be lost, and she would become insane for 5 years. Dr. Vaughn says that Lalita may become violent just after receiving the injection. Therefore, they will have to keep this in mind. These people locked Lalita in a room and put her on a bed. They started keeping her tied to a place where Mihira was not allowed to go. Now, coming to Mihira, one night while sleeping, she heard the sound of a cat. She comes, and the next moment she sees herself on her side, meaning just an impersonator, who was in a cat costume and was behaving like a cat. I mean, Mihira's impersonator was meowing, licking my hand and all, like cats do. Mihira asks her who she is, and the girl calls herself Mihira's twin. Mihira names it Honey, because her mother used to call her Honey in her childhood. Honey starts saying that the people in this house are deliberately making your mother Lalita sick, so that Lalita could not stop them from getting Mihira to perform the rituals. Ani took Mihira to her mother's room. Saying even shows the key to the lock, saying that with this key, Mihira can open the room lock and meet her mother. Now, Mihira does not meet her mother at the moment, but through the crack in the door, she sees her mother, who is behaving like a mad person. Now, friends, whenever Honey came, we could see some dust and smoke around. Why is this so? We'll discuss this in the theories. For now, just remember this point, and yes, amidst all this, we see Anand and Ravina getting completely intimate. In fact, Ravina also had the same tattoo on her chest. No, he is also a part of the same first scene cult. Now, the next day, the same lady doctor comes again and gives an injection to Mihira. What kind of injection? Well, because of this injection, Mihira, that the first period that is supposed to come, will be delayed considerably. This has a very bad effect on the body, in fact, even hampering the growth of the child. But friends, Anand and others wanted Mihira's periods to last for a long time. She should not come because the ritual required a girl who had not had her periods even once. Honey warns Mihira, saying that this lady doctor is not a real doctor. Rather, she is doing wrong to you, while another pregnant cat would have been brought forward, with whom Mihira has to live in that soundproof room. Here, the same ritual will be repeated again, and at this point, we viewers will see Honey again and again. We start watching where she started telling the truth to Mihira. Like Mihira's mother Lalita, he will not be taken to the hospital, but will be kept imprisoned in this deplorable condition. On the other hand, we see Acharya searching for Lalita and Mihira and trying to find Acharya Vaj. Hoping that Lalita had reached the old house, he went to the ashram with Mihira. She will come back, but there was no sign of her for many months. Acharya here, that old man, he talks to the daughter of Lalita and gets some idea about the whereabouts of Mihira and Lalita. Gayahoga anyways, coming back to Mihira and Lalita. Well, Lalita was being driven mad by injections. Meanwhile, Mihira was also getting injections to delay her first period. The ritual with the second cat is also complete. In fact, Mihira is made to perform these rituals again and again. It's safe to say that by now there have been not just months, but more than 2 years have passed, where the same thing is happening again and again. The condition of both Mihira and Lalita had gone from bad to worse. In fact, that fake lady doctor also says that Mihira, the hormonal balance can be completely disrupted. It might have gone bad, and if they had done all this, if the police catches me, who knows how many years of punishment I will get. It may be that in the greed of money, this lady was giving injections to Mihira and Lalita. Now friends, at this point in the next scene, we will see Anand and Sarangapani as their client. We meet him, and there it is, finally explained what this ritual is. Sarangapani tells his client that there are many things in the world. Few people know that the womb water of a cat is very powerful. Amniotic fluid is the liquid that comes out from inside a cat when she is giving birth to kittens. In English, it's probably called amniotic fluid. However, in the film, it's called mucus. People who obtain this womb water rule the world, and there is no limit to their power. Vikruti, Sashti, and Kesari are the favorite deities of the tantric world, are believed to be, and worship of Shasti is for the fulfillment of desires. The vehicle of creation is cat, and hence the person who has the pride of cat will have money. Power woman will be everything. But this water is not easy to obtain because cats are born after giving birth. She feeds her womb water to her kittens. So there is a way to get amniotic fluid, and that is the Payo method. What kind of method? Well, such a girl pussy womb water in the pot, it will have to be filled by those who have not yet got their first period. The person performing the Denkachari Puja has to move forward carrying this pot. Don't look back, don't drop even a single drop. After that, the people who will worship bury this pot in the south of your house and plant a cactus on it. The bigger this cactus plant is, the more progress that person will make, so yes. Friends, that is why these people were delaying Manira's periods and making her do rituals. We repeatedly sell the womb water of the cat to rich people at a very high price. We see Manira performing this ritual, and at one point her condition becomes very bad. I mean, it seemed as if his body was starting to slip away. One day Anand was out for some work. He goes and tells Meera not to disturb Ravana so that Ravana can come during the day. And Manira is at home when someone rings the doorbell. Ravana opens the door, but we are not shown who came here, however. When Anand returns, he takes Ravana home. At first, Anand and Sarangpani think that Ravana might have run away with the money. But friends, all the money kept in the house was safe. At this point we see that a poor man has brought a little daughter here, which means that now Anand and Sarang are. This new little girl is going to be used for the ritual. Manira had grown up a lot now, and perhaps that is why she would no longer be made to perform this ritual. But these people were not going to leave Manira and Lalita, because both of them, she could have gone out and told the police the truth. So yes, this is a new ritual. The preparations begin, and the girl is taken to the same cave for the puja, which we saw in the beginning of the film. Now Anand had also gone for the puja, so Meera was alone at home, and in such a situation, Honey Meera, she tells them that these people can open their mother's closed room and talk to her. What happened next? Masira took out the key and went into her mother's room, and Lalita recognizes her daughter despite being mentally unstable. Manira tells her mother that her sister Honey has brought her here, and hearing this, Lalita understands that her daughter hallucinates and sees someone named Honey. This is because Lalita could not see Honey, and Lalita was sure that there was no Honey here. Still, Lalita acts as if she can also see Honey. And Honey tells Manira that your mother is lying about seeing me, and at this point Manira and Honey plans that he will have to save himself and his mother. In such a situation, Masira leaves her. She puts sleeping pills in her father's soda bottle when Anand returns with the new baby girl. So he first locks the girl in a soundproof room with the cat and then drinks soda himself. He drinks soda mixed with water and loses consciousness as soon as he drinks it. After which, Meera frees her mother Lalita. Lalita gives Anand an extra injection. Demin drags him to the prayer place. Lalita was very happy to be free, and she even got drenched in the rain out of happiness. After this, Manira goes and frees this new girl and sends her out of the house. Then Lalita picks up a conch at the place where she is being held, and she throws it on Anand's head and ends it. Then Meera and Lalita took Anand's body in the same manner. They hang it like a cat was hanged here. After this, Lalita sets fire to the prayer place because here, dirty rituals were performed and very strange deities were worshipped here. Then Masira and Lalita laugh, and the scene cuts to this. Now the next morning, the police has come to this location, and they find Anand's dead body. In fact, the police arrest Lalita, and they also nab Sarangpani. The police are digging up the surrounding land where they were found. You find a couple of pots and skeletons of cats. In fact, news had spread all around that the entire family was destroyed because of some superstition. The police also rescued the new girl, but friends, they could not find Manira anywhere. The police and doctors admit Lalita, and there she... Statements are taken from him as to what exactly happened in that house. Lalita tells everything about how she had a love marriage, but her husband Anand was useless and used to beat her. Anand started doing rituals, etc. And here he used to get the cat's amniotic fluid collected. Basically, Lalita tells everything, including the fact that she killed Anand to punish him for his misdeeds. But friends, Anand was not the first person whom that ended it. Ravana was Lalita's first victim. Yes friends, if you remember, Ravana had suddenly disappeared, especially after the day someone rang the doorbell. Actually, the person who rang the doorbell was none other than Acharya, who was Lalita's, and while searching for Masira, he reached this house, and it took him 3 years to do this. Meaning, when these people visited the ashram, 3 years later, the Acharya came to this house. That means, friends, Masira and Lalita were at this place for at least 3 years where wrong things were happening to them. Anyway, Acharya sees that Manira is in a very bad condition here, and Ravana starts saying that both Masira and Lalita are ill. Hearing this, Acharya says that he is not ready to leave without meeting Lalita. Accepting defeat, Ravana goes to Lalita's room so that he can give him an injection, and then Acharya can meet Lalita in that bad condition. Now Ravana gives Lalita an injection, but she forgets that Lalita may become violent after the injection. Taking advantage of this moment, Lalita kills Ravana by attacking her neck with her chain. Just then, Meera and Acharya arrive, who not only leave Lalita in a bad condition, but also, not only do they see that Lalita has killed Ravana, Acharya feels pity for Lalita. In fact, Acharya thinks that he should help Lalita, so he helps Lalita, so that these people together bury and hide Ravana's body. Only then, friends, when Anand and Sarang, when Pani returned, suddenly Ravana was missing. Now the shocking twist of the story is final. In the act, Lalita not only killed her husband Anand, but also mostly killed her daughter Meera. Also ended it. Yes friends, if you remember in the initial scenes, Manira started saying that Honey is not visible now. But this is probably because Lalita believed that her daughter Masira, now he is mentally unstable because he is having hallucinations. That is why of course he sees Honey. So in order to free Manira forever, Lalita killed her too. Lolita believes, I thought that a lot of wrong had happened to Masira in this world, so Masira now had to go to the other world. Lolita had started believing that Manira was already physically weak. She is due to injections. Not only has she not been able to grow, but now she is also not mentally stable, Lolita. According to her, such a life is not right, if you know what I mean. Lolita blames herself here. It is for everything, because initially it was probably she who agreed to this ritual, and because of that, all this happened here. The police dug at a place where they also found Manira's dress. It is depicting that Matira will be buried there. The police arrest Acharya here, and the movie had an ending montage, in which we see glimpses of Manira and Lolita's earlier happy life. The film ends here. So friends, this was the complete story of the film Honey, and now we will discuss the theories related to this film. Now, if we first talk about Honey, then while watching the film, at first glance, it seems that Honey might have been a supernatural entity, because when Manira is most alone and vulnerable, then Honey comes in front of him and helps him. Honey tells him the truth, shows him the key. She helps him reach his mother, and ultimately plots against Anand. Seen from this angle, Honey could be a cat-like protective spirit. Who came to save Manira? In the movie, so many cats were finished, so maybe Honey. It could be the collective spirit of cats, or it could also be that the spirit of some cat is Masira. And since the ritual was also connected to the cat, some people interpret it as, it is believed that Shasti Devi, or some cat spirit, tried to save Mira through Honey. But after seeing the hints of the film, this theory actually seems weak because according to this, Honey is not a real entity, but a creation of Manira's mind. Mira had been going through extreme trauma since childhood. She would always see her parents fighting. I used to see my father performing rituals in extreme conditions, and he would perform them in front of me. I've seen cats eliminate over and over again, meaning she did it with her own hands and she had no choice. In fact, an old man even intended to do something wrong with her. Manira was given injections, kept in a soundproof room for months and years. In such an environment, any child's mind develops an imaginary personality for survival. He can create, and then came Honey, who was actually Mira's suppressed personality. Manira herself was weak, timid, and helpless, but Honey was the complete opposite. She was smart, brave, rebellious, and fearless. Honey used to do everything that Masira herself wanted to do, but could not do it. Honey understands the truth, makes a plan, and asks them to take action. In psychological terms, this is called a coping mechanism, where a traumatized mind creates an alternate personality within itself, which helps him survive. This theory is supported by another detail of the film. Whenever Honey appears, visual effects such as dust and smoke are shown. This is not actually a supernatural presence, but a cinematic hint. What kind of hint is it? Well, whatever is happening now, meaning when you are seeing dust and smoke, then this part is a part of Manira's image. This visual language is often used in movies to depict hallucinations. The fact that she is wearing a cat costume is also symbolic of Mira repeatedly eliminating cats. He was forced to do so. His subconscious had become connected with those cats, so when his mind creates an imaginary protector, it comes in the form of a cat. This means that Honey could also be a collective memory of all the cats that Mira has seen. He was forced to end it. That is why, in real sense, it was Honey Masira's courage. Now, the most pressing question is what Lolita ultimately did to her daughter. Why did you end it? Well, believe it or not, this is the most disturbing moment of the film. Lolita had already gone through years of torture and mental breakdown. He was given drugs, injections, and was made mentally unstable. When he finally discovers that Masira is seeing an imaginary entity named Honey, then Lolita feels that her daughter is also mentally broken like her. Lolita realizes two things simultaneously. Firstly, Mira's body has been permanently damaged due to the injections, meaning the growth that was expected did not happen. We see that even after 3 years, Manira looked similar. While in this growing age, children grow up very quickly. And secondly, Manira was also having mental hallucinations. This makes Lolita feel guilty because initially he had agreed to Anand's words for the ritual. If she had refused at that time, perhaps Manira's life could have been saved. In fact, Lolita had a job of her own. She could have left Anand. So a twisted idea comes to Lolita's mind. The idea is that she will permanently free Masira from this hellish life. According to him, this was a release. This decision was not of any sane person. This was the decision of a completely broken and traumatized mind. The film shows that Lolita, she was also a victim of Anand's cult, but the trauma had made her strange, in fact, over the years. By then, she had become really unstable due to the influence of drugs, and even though she took her revenge, she even killed her own daughter. There was that scene in the beginning of the film where she says, Manira, then I can't see Honey anymore. Perhaps Manira was saying, out of fear, that I can't see Honey because she may have understood her mother's intentions. Or it may be that after the pleasure was over, in reality, Manira might have stopped seeing Honey, because Manira too had changed. But still, Lolita somewhere here killed Masira. Now we talk about the ritual and the film. It has been explained, well, I have also explained it in the video, so I will not explain it in detail again. But I want to add that this concept is real. Animal sacrifice in Indian occult stories. And the idea of fertility symbolism is quite common. In the film, we could hear 4 names, which were Kabali Vikriti Sashti and Kesari Sashti, is actually the name of a goddess who gives birth to children. She is considered the protector of fertility, and her vehicle is also described as a cat in many places. Perhaps he gave a dark twist to this very point. Other names like Kabli, Vikriti, or Kesari do not have any direct date link. These may be fictional tantric entities, or the cult's internal gods. Many occult cults create their own secret DT systems, which only his followers know. Still, let me tell you its meaning. Like Kabali means calling of power. The tantric worship in the cave in the beginning is a part of this, where powers are awakened. Devikriti means going against nature, something weird. Killing a pregnant cat and collecting her amniotic fluid. It is a creation, that is, an insult to nature. I have already told you about Shashti, and finally, Kesari or Kechari Mudra, considered the highest stage in Tantra. Ananda and Sarangapani wanted to achieve the same ultimate power through this ritual with which he could rule the world. This also hints that Anand and Sarangapani are part of an organized cult. Anand, who was part of the network, was the real villain of the film, a typical greed and superstition. Anand believed that money could be earned only through shortcuts, hence that work. Instead of doing it, I got involved in rituals of black magic. The most disturbing thing is this, that he turned his own daughter into a tool. For him, Mira was not a child, but a ritual component. From the time Mira was born, Anand used to curse her by calling her a girl. It's no surprise that he didn't love his daughter one bit. The film also indirectly gives the message that the combination of blind faith and greed, it doesn't allow a human being to remain human. Now, one final detail that many people miss. The cult cave shown in the beginning of the film actually hints at this. That Anand and Sarangapani were just small players, but there was no big cult network behind them. Maybe, in fact, at one point in the middle of the film, Sarangapani says that many more people, they sell this, meaning cat's womb water. But ours is the purest, so our price is the highest. It means more, friends, that in the end, Anand dies and Sarangapani gets caught. The problem does not end. Even after leaving these rituals and cult ideology, perhaps, other people will be doing it too. Meaning, Honey's story is not an isolated case, but there may be glimpses into a larger underground cult world. In such a situation, maybe we will get to see the next part of the film as well. So, yes, overall, I have told you about the film. I have told the entire story. And if you have any other details, then please tell us in the comments. So if you like this much of today's video, then like and share it, and also subscribe to the channel. If you are new here, then please subscribe to us, because we keep bringing such videos on our channel.